Hi guys, it's Natalie, and someone here, let me turn down my TV a little bit. I've been watching conspiracy theories tonight and Gossip Girl. But anyway, so someone asked me to make a video, so I decided to finally make the video that someone asked me to make them a little while ago here. Oh wait, no, never mind. Someone asked me to make a video recently about, I guess, Tumblr fame. And first of all, I'm going to say I do not consider myself Tumblr famous. I know so many people that have double as many followers as I have. So, whatever. But I mean, I feel like I've gone through enough to be able to kind of talk about what it's like to have a decent amount of followers and have to kind of deal with that with things. So I kind of made a list on my phone. So I would say that there's pros and cons to it. And I would say the pros is being able to reach out more towards people. So, I can make a post about a cause or, um, something that means a lot to me. Sorry, it's like midnight and my hair is a disaster. But anyway, so, I can make post about things that matter a lot to me, competitions and things like vegetarianism and veganism and things like that that mean a lot to me and other organizations. I can post it, it gets across to thousands of people, and so that's a really good thing. Um, and along with that, it kind of is like it can make you feel like you're making a difference. I know even if you have 100 followers or you have 30,000 followers, what I'm saying is with any amount, you can feel like you're making a difference. And of course, the more followers you have, the more of a chance there is that you're going to make a difference to multiple people. So that would definitely be another thing for me. When I get people telling me things like, I've inspired them or I've helped them overcome something or someone being able to come to me and me being able to help them through something, that just all means so much to me. And being able to be told, by some people that I'm an inspiration for them and I'm motivating to them, or people learning from my mistakes and the things that I've gone through, that's really important to me too. And that means a lot to me to see, um, sorry, to see people saying stuff like that. I just think that's so sweet and I love that. And I get such positive, extremely supportive messages from so many people that I've sometimes even never even talked to. Um, that means a lot to me too. Um, when I'm having a hard time or something's been going on with a certain person or, school or like when I was put into treatment and all that stuff, I got so many sweet, supportive messages and, people tell me such amazing things and share their experiences with me, and that means a lot to me to be able to have people um, tell me, they've been there, they've done that, things like that, that it'll get better. And of course, people paying attention and knowing who you are. That means a lot to me too. Is people seeing what you're going through and paying attention to it, and people telling me that they keep up with my life and stuff like that. That just means a lot to me too because I've never had that before. I've never had people like, "Oh, I check your blog every day." Like, I've never had people do that. And this one is I put in the cons too, but I have knowing people are watching. That's a pro and that's a con because it's a pro because you know that your good decisions other people are seeing, knowing that when something happens that you're proud of, that you've accomplished, people are seeing that, and that can be really motivating. But that also can be really detrimental to your progress too, because knowing people are watching, it can definitely make you want to say less, not say as much as you normally would about a certain situation. Like, for example, like I can't post about certain things just because I know people might have a bad reaction about it, people might judge it, people might send me messages that are hurtful about it. I mean, it's just there's a lot of things that I can't talk about on my blog anymore because people can be extremely hateful towards certain things and be really really judgmental towards certain things. So, and if you feel like you've messed up or something, you feel like you might have let people down. I mean, that's hard too. I get so many messages every day, and then I get so many other messages saying, you never answer my message, but like, I mean, I see them all, but it's so hard when I'm getting so many, and sometimes there are a lot of the same questions that I get a lot and that I answer a lot, or that's in my frequently asked questions, or just easily Googled. Like, I mean, there are questions that I Google and there's like a million results that show up for that question. So that can be hard. And then you kind of, in a way, because of that, lose your blog. I mean, you don't really get to post exactly what you would post if you had less people watching. So like, if you were just ranting about your day, that's one thing. If you have, like 5 people following you and they're friends. But if you have thousands of people watching, people might take it the wrong way. That's another thing, is everything I post, someone gets offended by. Someone is upset by it. Someone is offended by it. Every time I ever post something personal or my opinion about something, someone gets offended. Someone, disagrees with me. If I post something about my life, someone thinks I'm doing it wrong. And I mean, that's really tough too, because I've posted about my mistakes on my blog, and there have been mistakes that I made that I posted about on my blog that I have gotten so much hate for. And it's been a disaster. I mean, I literally have had times where it's miserable trying to just post simple things, like, I mean, I'm a Christian, I'm a Republican, those two things don't really go well on Tumblr, it seems. So, that's definitely hard. And again, going towards that, the hateful messages, that is just definitely the hardest part. I haven't really talked about this much, but there was one time when I first, back in October, was admitted to the hospital, and I was just totally out of it. I had been drinking that night. I was in a really, really bad state of mind. I had just been having such a hard couple of months, and I just totally lost it. And I remember just sitting in the hospital, and someone had sent me one of the most hurtful messages I've ever gotten just days before that. And I just remember just saying that over and over and over again to the doctors and the nurses when they were asking me, why are you doing this? Why is this, you know, are people not telling you this and this and this? And I was just like, I kept saying the sentence that this person said to me over and over and over again. And I just was beyond myself. There have been times where it's kind of twisted the knife, kind of. Um, you know, Certain things that I've posted about that people have had to comment on. I've been called so many different types of names. I've had people tell me so many different types of things, from the most absolutely just horrible things. That's definitely hard, because people don't always see that there's a person sitting here, that I'm just posting about my life, that I know I'm not perfect, that I'm not expecting to have anyone think I'm anything close to perfect, and just getting such hate for it sometimes. I mean, it's just disgusting, and I see other people go through it a lot too, and that just hurts me too, because it's just, people like me, when I was in that situation and I was at the hospital, and I just could not get over, the fact that someone had said just a sentence to me that just totally tore me apart, to the point that I just kept telling the nurses, someone has said this to me. It's just more proof that people want this to happen to me, blah, blah, blah. I mean, even just in a state of mind where I was so out of it and in such a terrible place, and not even, in the right state of mind, that I just kept thinking back to a message that someone had sent me on Anonymous on Tumblr. And I mean, that just shows that it hurts a lot to get messages like that. Even if I pretend like it doesn't, it does. And I've already kind of covered it, but about people commenting and judging everything that you do and post. There's so many times I just have to bite my tongue, because I know that it's just better not to say anything than to post about it or comment about it. But, I've made a lot of bad decisions that I've posted about on here, and of course people have their own opinions about it, and, sometimes people don't realize that they're not hearing the whole story. Like, I mean, I don't post every single thing that happens to me on here. Sometimes it's nothing to do with anybody, it's just I don't have the time to, or I forget to, or there's just too much to even try to post about. But yeah, that's definitely what I would say. I would say that the pros, are usually better than the cons. There are times where, I mean, it's totally fine. Nothing wrong, you know. And then there's other times that I just get so many messages. I came home, a lot of you might remember this, and if you don't, you can ask me about it off of Anonymous and I'll talk about it. But there was something that happened over the summer, and I made a few posts about it, and I left Tumblr, and I came back like about 12 hours later, and I had like 250 messages about this thing that happened. And I was just like, and I mean, that was just the beginning of it. That was just from a couple of hours of me not being online. And then, I mean, it just went on for days and days and days. So that's why I'm saying, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you want to know, ask me off of Anonymous and I'll tell you. But, I mean, just certain things like that. I mean, I have done certain things and posted about it when I probably should have had my phone off. And of course, then too, I get a lot of messages about it. Just things like that. But okay, this has been a really long video. But, so again, I would say that the good things are having, you know, recognition, being able to have people come to you for help and advice, being able to help people, you know, just things like that. But again, the bad things are you not really being able to have it totally your blog anymore, you know. But I mean, that's kind of like a sacrifice you have to make, I would say. But I mean, for me, it's not that big of a sacrifice because I still post things I want to post. It's just I just try to stay away from things that are going to get me in trouble with you guys. So I don't like go on like really long political posts and stuff like that. And I try to keep that stuff blocked off my dashboard so I don't see it, so I don't, like, I'm not tempted to comment on it. But another thing I forgot to mention is that I'm in recovery for self-harm and for depression and stuff like that. And so I feel like I'm always triggering someone, and that bothers me so much because, you know, I mean, I post everything under a read more when it comes to things that are triggering or, you know, anything like that. But people choose to read them. And then they'll message me saying how much I've triggered them and how, you know, I've had people tell me I've caused them to relapse and things like that. And it's just, all I'm saying about that is if I post something under Read More and give you a huge warning saying this is triggering, I have posted this, knowing that this is triggering, do not click this if it's going to trigger you, or, you know, if I have a picture, I post there's a picture, you know, things like that, and you choose to click on it when you know that you might have been triggered, I'm not to blame for that. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to, you know, if I just posted stuff and didn't even post a Read More or a trigger warning or anything and triggered people, that would be one thing. But when I make it extremely obvious that what you're about to see is going to be triggering and you choose to do it anyway, I'm not at blame for that. But, I mean, I know I sometimes do reblog, like, depressing things, and I'm sorry, but like I said, if my blog's bothering you and you feel the need to unfollow me, I would feel so much better if you sent me a message off of Anonymous telling me, you know, why you're doing it and things like that, so that if it's something that I'm getting a lot of, like if something I'm posting or talking about is bothering a lot of people, then I can, you know, hold back on that or something. But I mean, I really do, that's another thing, is I really do like your input on things. I like hearing, you know, make more videos, make a video on this, talk more about this, talk less about this, post more about this, post less about that, and things like that. You know, I really do care about what you guys have to say about things. So, yeah, this has been way too long, so I'm sorry. If any of you watched this whole thing, thank you so much. But, yeah, just come to my blog, tell me anything that you want to tell me, you know. If you have any suggestions, let me know, and I'm ending this now. Bye!